It's May 2nd, 2016, and it's time to review some of the most outrageous, infuriating, or just plain baffling things that have happened lately. It's your Facepalm 5. Let's count them down. Number 1. John Kasich suggests LGBT folk get over discrimination. Ohio Governor John Kasich has seemed like the most reasonable of the Republican presidential candidates this time around because he doesn't come across as transparently evil. But week before last, Kasich reminded us that most reasonable Republican candidate is very much a relative term when he appeared on CNN and said he wishes that people who feel threatened by recently passed anti-LGBTQ laws would just get over it for a second and calm down. Kasich then added that he thinks we need a united America, not a divided America. Hear that, gay and trans people? Stop making such a big deal over the loss of some basic civil rights, okay? It's dividing America. Thanks. Number 2, man kicked off airplane for speaking Arabic. Last month, Khairuddin Makhzoomi, a 26-year-old political science student at the University of California, Berkeley, was forced to leave his Southwest Airlines flight before takeoff in Los Angeles. It seems one of his fellow passengers overheard him speaking Arabic to his Iraqi uncle on the phone and became concerned and alerted security. After he was removed from the flight, Makhzoomi was questioned by agents of the FBI. Southwest Airlines has released a statement saying that he was removed from the flight due to a concern for safety, but all he did was speak Arabic. Does that mean he's a terrorist? Does Southwest also remove people from their flights who are overheard speaking Spanish for fear that they might be drug mules? If so, what would be so wrong with that? It's not discrimination, it's concern for safety. Number 3, Billy Corgan joins Alex Jones to whine about social justice warriors. Smashing Pumpkins frontman and producer for TNA Wrestling, Billy Corgan, appeared recently on the radio show of conspiracy theorist Alex Jones. Together, they complained about social justice warriors, characterizing politically progressive young people as hateful enemies of free speech and comparing them to members of the Ku Klux Klan. Corgan also worried that one day these evil SJWs will come for him because he has said the wrong thing on the wrong day in a world where, quote, every word is a landmine. So, what kind of awful shit does Billy Corgan say on a day-to-day basis to feel so threatened by socially conscious young people? Because, generally speaking, most people who spend a lot of their time complaining about SJWs or political correctness run amok, when you boil it down, all have the same complaint. They don't like taking shit for being insensitive assholes because they like themselves that way. Number 4, court rules forced oral sex on a drunk person isn't rape. Oklahoma's State Criminal Appeals Court has ruled unanimously that a 17-year-old young man who forced a 16-year-old young woman to give oral sex while unconscious is not guilty of rape. The court's reasoning: the statute doesn't specify that oral sex with a person who is unconscious due to alcohol counts as forcible sodomy. Critics of the ruling have pointed out that it shouldn't really matter why the victim is incapacitated, simply that the victim is incapacitated and unable to consent to the act. Makes sense to me. Hopefully, this ruling will at least lead to the passage of a revised statute that makes it clear to everyone, including the members of the State Criminal Appeals Court, the defendant in this case, and I'd guess a pretty significant percentage of the people I've blocked on Twitter, that drunkenness is not an excuse for sexual assault. Number 5, John Boehner calls Ted Cruz Lucifer in the flesh. In an interview published last week, former Speaker of the House John Boehner said that Senator and Republican presidential candidate Ted Cruz was the most miserable son of a bitch he had ever worked with and called him, quote, Lucifer in the flesh. You know, I always knew there was something off about Cruz, and now it makes sense. That's not even his skin. Wait, does that joke make sense? I don't know. Whatever. That's 5. Catch you later. Hey folks, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it, share it, subscribe to this channel if you're not subbed already, and also please consider helping me to make more videos like this one by supporting this channel through Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/Steve Shives to become a patron. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.